Can you hear me? Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
Coming from South Korean developer NeoWiz, Lies of P is a brand new Souls-like inspired by Carlo Collodi's classic, Pinocchio. Set within the dark and derelict city of Krat, Lies of P is a great entry into the genre, with fantastic atmosphere, fearsome foes, and fast, precise combat. While it may feel familiar in some respects, Lies of P puts in the effort and delivers a satisfying journey.
Who is it? Is that you, Murphy? Oh, I guess not. Sorry, I thought you were my friend.
Lies of P draws from its literary roots with elements that include you playing as the boy puppet and crossing paths with characters such as Geppetto and Jiminy. As you might imagine, though, it's far from a simple retelling, leaning into its ruined world with rampaging puppets and the spread of a deadly disease. Taking its cue from other Souls-likes, there's a hefty amount of story to discover through item descriptions, notes, and various characters scattered throughout, and investigating these threads provides some worthwhile insight. Additionally, there are occasional moments when you're required to either lie to someone or tell them the truth, which fits in nicely with the theming of the source material.
Grand Covenant's fourth law. A puppet cannot lie.
Undoubtedly, one of the strongest aspects of Lies of P is its atmosphere. The Belle Epoque-inspired city of Krat is decorated with beautiful architecture and once joyous signs of life, like charming homes and stores, a grand opera house, and remnants of a circus. Mad puppets roam around, hunting for new prey, while the corpses of their victims lay strewn about the city's cold, damp streets. Giant, soulless factories pump out smoke, and ruined structures lurk on the outskirts of the city. There's a great sense of abandonment and peril felt throughout, which makes returning to Hotel Krat feel all the more safe and comforting. From a combat perspective, Lies of P covers many of the elements you'd expect, like normal and strong attacks, stamina management, and dodging, although it does toss in a few tweaks of its own. The first is how it handles blocking. When you block an enemy attack, you still take some damage, but you have a chance to recover that health by attacking, similar to the rally mechanic in Bloodborne. Enemies can likewise recover health by hitting you, and they passively regenerate over time, encouraging you to stay aggressive and keep the pressure on.
All puppets must die! Kill the puppets!
Enemies also have an invisible stagger meter that, when broken, will give you the opportunity to land a powerful attack. This comes with its own complexities, though, taking a few steps to pull off. First, you have to lower an enemy's stagger meter by landing attacks or perfect blocks. Perfect blocks not only protect you from all damage if timed correctly, but also deal stagger damage to your opponent, rewarding you for good timing. Then, once their stagger bar is drained, you need to land a charged attack to actually stagger them, allowing you to execute a powerful follow-up. It's an interesting process that feels very rewarding when you're successful, especially with bosses. There's also a strong sense of urgency when opponents are open to being staggered, since you have a limited amount of time to pull it off, and they can still attack and move around as normal. Overall, the combat is engaging. Slicing through enemies and hearing the sounds of tearing metal is satisfying, and the sense of impact you receive with each hit feels good. To help you carve through your foes, you have access to a fairly large arsenal, including swords, spears, and axes, as well as various consumables. Aside from normal attacks, each weapon has two special attacks that are determined by the properties of its blade and handle. Furthermore, you can create new combinations of weapons by disassembling them and mixing and matching various parts. You also have access to different Legion arms, which are prosthetic arms with their own unique attacks and functions. The puppet string arm, for instance, works like a grappling hook, allowing you to pull enemies towards you. Meanwhile, the Fulminous arm unleashes a powerful electric charge. Aside from these attacks, your Legion arm is also used to sharpen your weapon, restoring durability, and adding temporary weapon buffs like fire or electricity. Arms can be upgraded too, giving you additional functions for each.
P organs are the source of your powers.
Aside from leveling up, you also augment your character's playstyle by upgrading the P organ, which allows you to unlock various abilities, including passive effects like increased pulse cells for healing, longer stagger windows, and different types of dodges. To activate these effects, though, you'll need to acquire a rare material called quartz, which you can get from defeating bosses or finding in out-of-the-way chests. They're all valuable upgrades, but you'll be forced to pick and choose what to invest in since quartz is hard to come by, adding an extra layer of decision-making and strategy to your build. There are plenty of deadly opponents to keep you on your toes, including a variety of sinister puppets and repulsive freaks. The bosses are also thoroughly entertaining. Giant menaces like the Parade Master and the King of Flame Fuoco are fun to fight and offer a nice challenge. Most of the bosses are solid throughout, but the ones that have you fighting multiple enemies aren't as strong, and many encounters pull the hidden second phase trick far too often, diluting the impact and surprise. If you're having trouble, you can often summon an AI companion to lend a helping hand. You have to spend a specific consumable to summon them, but these items are relatively easy to find, and you can farm some if you run out. Serving as the hub, Hotel Krat offers brief moments of respite, as well as a wide variety of services, including spaces to make upgrades, vendors to buy items from, and a training ground to practice combat. You can even chill out and listen to some records on the gramophone, or chat with several residents to learn more about the story. In a world where everything is out to kill you, Hotel Krat feels like a beacon in the night, inviting comfort and safety. It's a delightful haven and serves its role wonderfully. Lies of P is a fairly lengthy game, taking around 25 to 30 hours for a first run. There's also a good amount of replayability thanks to different builds, multiple endings, and New Game Plus. These are fairly standard features for the genre, but they're always appreciated.
I'm so happy to see you.
With so many great games available right now, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle, but Lies of P is worth making time for. Although it doesn't do anything revolutionary, it's an all-around great game with satisfying and engaging combat, entertaining and challenging bosses, and strong atmosphere. On paper, it may seem like a bizarre concept, but once you hop in, Lies of P makes a strong case for itself, with no strings attached.
Can you hear it? The cursed angel's wing.
Final score, 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching our review. We're Easy Allies. We've been writing about games for decades. We also do podcasts, streams, shows, and more, all funded by regular viewers just like you. Head to patreon.com/easyallies to pitch in and get rewards, and be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay connected on YouTube. See you soon.